Bam, what is going on? Let me clear my throat. What is going on, everyone? Welcome. Good morning. Good Friday morning. Wait, this is good Friday morning, and welcome everyone to another edition of the Ominus show. Man, this is a historic Ominus show. So I can fix the camera because I've done this is my third iteration of this show. When I first started streaming, this show was called just very simply The Morning Show, and I did that for I don't know how long it was, like a few shows. I'm sorry. I think I went as far as 17 streams. I stopped. I'm not sure why I stopped. I think I stopped to start drawing Ominous Avenging Death, and then I came back and I called it the Ominous Morning Show, and I did that also for I think like 17 shows. And then I stopped that also, and I forgot. I think I was just drawing or working on some more stuff for the campaign. Not quite sure. So I stopped that, and then I started again at the beginning of this year. um, um, because I feel that if I'm going to start making appearances on other shows, I feel like I need to get used to the mic, get used to streaming, get used to this whole experience here, because this is a different beast. It's not like when you're just chatting on Twitter or when you're watching a stream. No, like when you're on the stream, when you're the center of the focus of the attention, you really have to like get your game going. So you have to develop a habit for that. So so yeah, I made a few appearances last year on EVS's the auction. And so I felt a little bit that I wasn't too comfortable with the stream. So I decided to get back on it, also to help promote my book, also to try to bring the platform back, because I had a lot of great guests come on and I haven't spoken with them like through the streams in a long time. And so it was good to get streaming again so I can get in contact with the community, speak with everyone. And yeah, so now this year I'm back. I have no intention of stopping. So hopefully we can get this show up to like the 3-digit numbers, like some other streamers like Hex, like well the big CGers, Malin, EVS, like 60 episodes of Trash Cast or stuff like that. And so, but yeah, so this is a historic one for me because this is my 21st show of 21st edition of the Ominous Show. So I'm really excited. This is a historic one. And what better way to celebrate this historic and monumental occasion than with my guest today? My guest today is the brains, I guess you would say. I don't know if that's correct to say, the brains of Fund My Comic. But one second. Before I get into that, I do want to make a few just a few quick reminders of the campaign. We are 3 weeks away from Ominous Avenging Death. No, this is the. Am I sharing it? Here it is. That is the cover A of the book. We are 3 weeks away from launching. Here's cover C. And yeah, we're getting closer and closer. Please, as you can see below, the sign-up list is live. So please sign up. I have amazing deals that are exclusive to people that sign up. So if you sign up, you get the deal. If you don't sign up, then you're going to miss out, and then you're going to kick yourself in the rear end. So I don't want you kicking yourself in the rear end. I want you to enjoy the comic. And just to let you know, or just to ease your concerns that, oh, I'm going to back this comic. Should I back this comic? I don't know, Elliot. Can Elliot fulfill this comic? Is Elliot a good guy? Does Elliot like cheese? I don't know. Like, just to mitigate all of your concerns, just to minimize your concerns, be rest assured that I am going to fulfill. And I have a gentleman here in the chat who can attest to that. Check this out. Just 1 second. My guest is in the back. Just 1 second. It's my esteemed guest. Please don't hate me. Just really quick, and then we'll jump into your stuff. So here in the chat, I have my esteemed guest, Dennis. He's a regular on the show, and I appreciate Dennis so much. He's been very supportive. He I was going to say something pretty messed up. I was going to say he toots my horn like no other, but That's not. I don't want you to get the wrong idea. No, he praises my work. He's a big supporter and a big fan, and well, I like to think that he's a big fan. Maybe I'm just another book for him, but I like to think, no. But yeah, he was one of the people that jumped on. Yeah, he caught that. No, that's a wrong expression to say. That's the wrong choice of words. No, but yeah, Dennis is a great supporter, and yeah, he was one of the people that one of the 50 backers that got the digital book way back when. Um, he was one of the people that got the book way back when, and so he got a free copy of Ominus, and I was waiting for his copy to arrive. And then finally, I think it got there today or yesterday. But here's the picture that he sent. And so he says here, no, our pal Enigma sent me a copy of his Ominous preview book all the way to Germany after I bought the digital copy months ago. So he got the digital copy, and as a reward, he got the physical book also. Once I was able to get money for that. So the packaging was excellent, and the book arrived in pristine condition. Thanks, man. Sign up to back the reviewed version here. And then here's the link to the sign up. The link is also in the chat. You can the link is here. It's pinned to the chat. So please click it and sign up so you don't miss out on the good stuff. So you can see here that I am going to fulfill the book. The book is, and I'm telling you, the book is already done. I just have 3 pieces to finish. And hold on, let me show this. This is just a sketch. Don't get too emotional, guys. I've already started working on the cover. It's just a very quick sketch. I may change a few things. But I am working on the cover, and just to make sure I get it right, I'm working on it in tandem with this piece. So I'm making sure that this connects. I'm making sure that this connects really nicely. So I'm working on both of that. So this is the cover. This is the artwork for cover C. So I'm just going to make sure that this matches up nicely with the new cover. I started working on it today. I was planning on getting more of it done today, but streams. I have to stream. We must stream. The show must go on. So hold on, let me get out of. So yeah. So that is that. No, so I am going to fill. The book is done. So when the campaign launches, it's just a matter of going through the days, getting as many backers to get the book, and then when the campaign closes at the end of August, it will go straight into fulfillment, and then you'll be able to get your book. The book that Dennis has is just a 16-page book. It's not too much. But the book that I'm going to launch is going to be a much thicker book. It's going to be 36 pages. And I'm thinking that I might have to add more pages because, as you know, yesterday we were looking at some amazing fan art that I got from Kenneth Roquefort. And I have to include that in the book. Like, I mean, I can't not put Kenneth's work in the book. So I have to find a way to make sure that I can get that in there. And people have been checking out Kenneth's art and just geeking out at it. Trust me, nobody has been geeking out at it more than me. So here's Kenneth's work. He revealed that 3 days ago, and I was geeking out. Kenneth was in the chat yesterday also. So he said in the chat that he would send me a scan of it. Oh, man, I hope that happens. If it doesn't, no worries. Because if any case, I'll just use this picture that we have here. But I will put this art in the book so you can get the book. So sign up so you can get the book and get all this awesome stuff that I'm offering. There's also going to be a newsprint edition. There's going to be lots of great deals. Don't miss out. And yeah, I don't want to take any more time. I'm very sorry it took up 10 minutes just rambling. But yes, so please sign up, and that's it. So my guest today, as I was mentioning, is the brains, I guess you can say, behind. Let me show this one off. Hold on. Trying to make sure I find the right pic to show off. I guess you could say he's the brains of Fun My Comic. He's also the brains of this IP that we see here. The IP is I'm not sure if I can pronounce the name correctly, but everybody likes the art, right? So for all you pervs out there. What's going on? Yeah, the book was packed so well. Oh yeah, tell me about that. Yeah, that's my sister. Yeah, she was the one that did the packaging. She did a really great job. What's going on, Edwin? What's going on? Yeah, you're gonna take credit for it. Yeah. You're gonna get yes. Without any further ado, because I have him in the chat, I want him to talk here. Without any further ado, let's please welcome to the show my guest for today, the esteemed. I love the name, the esteemed PixelTraitor, the betrayer of pixels, PixelTraitor. Please, round of applause for PixelTraitor. Bam! Oh wait. I pressed the wrong button. What's going on, man? How you doing?
Good, man. It's good to finally talk to you.
Yeah, likewise, man. I think we started like interacting not too long ago, actually, and yeah, it was great to see you. You seem like a very someone easily accessible, easy to get along with, and great stuff, man. Great interaction with you. And how have you been?
I've been good. Just been focusing on this new campaign and trying to get this book wrapped up so we can get it out to backers, because it's been hanging out a little while, but we had a couple bumps where we had to replace our colorist, and so we figured since we had a little more time to work on the book and replace some of those colors that we had, we would start up a new campaign. And I know there were enough people that said, hey, we missed it, can we still get it, and so we launched it, and so far it's been doing great.
You're referring to colors like in the interiors, like there was
our colorist. Well, so we had hired Federico Siak, who does the colors for a lot of different people, but
I think he worked with I'm sorry to interrupt. I think he worked with
that's fine.
Perfect 10.
Yeah, he does some fantastic work with Perfect 10, but what happened was I think he just kind of overextended himself, and he wasn't able to get the stuff out on time, and it became a point where we needed him to work faster, and the stuff was getting turned in. It wasn't really. I think maybe he didn't like the project, or maybe there was just something wasn't gelling. I'm not sure. I don't want to speculate too much because it's hard to say. But we parted ways amicably, and picked up Big Boy Robo, and he's been kicking butt for us.
Oh, nice,
fantastic, yeah.
Robo's
been doing great.
He's an awesome artist.
Yeah, he is.
And he's doing the colors for the interior.
Yeah, he's doing interior. So this coloring here is actually Federico.
Yeah,
and it's one of the first pieces he did for us. This is Eric's cover, and
Eric Hodson.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the creator, for people that don't know, of Dreaded Dinosaur, and he also did some work with I forgot the name of the book with Ripperverse, I think it is, with
Drunk 3PO.
That's right. He did
Achromatic Blue. I think
Achromatic Blue or Green, one of those. Yeah,
I think it's Green that he did. Yeah, and he's also working on another book with Drunk 3PO. It's a pirate book that looks amazing. I think it's going to be really cool. Yeah. So there's a lot of stuff going on there.
And so this is So you are the creator of a Fun My Comic. I'm just kidding. But yeah, you work heavily with Fun My Comic. Yeah, you have your campaign on Kickstarter. Could you explain to us why? You're just trying to try them out?
Yeah. So actually, if you were to pull up fmc.littlemercmaid.com, you'll be able to get to the Fund My Comic. So we launched on Fund My Comic and then funded well there, and then closed the campaign down at the end of last year. And the plan was to go to print and everything, and then we decided, since we had more time, like I said before, we decided to go ahead and do a second chance. But since we already knew we had tapped our primary audience, we decided to try a different platform and see what we could do with it. And we started going outside of where we normally marketed things, and just tried to touch base on a bunch of different places and just see what we could do outside of our normal circles. And so that's how we ended up on FMC. But
great stuff.
Yeah, man. FMC is Luke Stone.
Originally, I was just joking with you because the reason why I was saying that, because some of the times that I have commented with the actual Fun My Comic account on X, they have referred me to you, and so it gave me the impression that you're like the behind the scenes guy. And so jokingly, I say that you're the owner, but I know this is Luke's project.
Yeah, it's Luke's baby, but I'm on board as a technical advisor, just purely for it's totally for free. I do it as bit to help the community. I mean, I've been involved in various projects over the last couple of years. IndieCron was the first one that I really built up and promoted with for almost 5 years before I decided to shut it down.
Man,
And
IndieCron, that's way back in the day. Yeah.
yeah, man, yeah, 2018 I started that.
Sweet.
And
Yeah.
it ran its course, and then the market started shifting. People started doing their own websites, and it just became a little bit harder to track all that stuff regularly. So I decided I had my campaign I was focusing on, and I just went ahead and backed away. And it was really a one-man show, and so it became a point where it's eating all your time. You got other priorities you got to focus on. I had kids in between then and now. I'm like, okay,
Congratulations.
thank you. Yeah,
Sweet.
so I backed away from that, and I've been focusing on the creative side of stuff. And yeah, man, this book is a blast. It started as just a shit post on X.
Yeah.
On the FMC page, there's a picture of the original shit post, which was an AI generated image. I was just trying to mess with it. So I don't know if you remember, if you saw it when I first came out, but when
it's a black and white
Little
image.
Mermaid, yeah, the black and white image, but it was when the Little Mermaid
AI.
or Mermaid movie came out or had
Yeah.
first been announced, and they were changing up a few things. There's a lot of backlash, and people were talking a bunch of trash about it. And so I'm like, you know what? I'm going to see what AI can do here. And so I generated a picture, and then went into Photoshop, changed the gun because AI can't draw guns for crap, and made it look like a cover for a book, and then posted it, and it kind of blew up. And
Nice.
then within, I'd say, an hour, I had both Piper and Eric in my DMs. Piper saying, "I have a story for this. Let me write this, please, please." And Eric's all, "I'm drawing this for you because I don't care how I'm involved. I'm drawing this for you somehow." And
Sweet.
so that day we formed the team, and within, I want to say within the end of the day, we already had an idea for what the story was going to be for the book. It was pretty quick. We were just moving. And then within like a month, they announced the release date for the movie. And so we set a timeline. We said, okay, we have to launch this campaign within a week of that movie coming out. And so we set it for a week before, and that was our target. And we just started pushing and promoting, getting artwork done. And it worked out for us. We did really well on FMC. And that was one of the first campaigns that launched on FMC as well, because the platform had just launched, I want to say like 3 months before we went live.
Yeah.
And so I think we were like the 11th campaign that got added to the site, but I think we were only like the 5th that launched on it. If I remember right.
Yeah. Hey, how long from the moment that you posted that first pic to the moment that the campaign launched? How much time did you have to get the thing together?
I think it was exactly 8 months.
8 months. So that's not bad.
Yeah, it was either 6 to 8 months. I don't recall exactly, but I know by the time we launched, we had over 400 people on our mailing list, and we had been like pushing really hard to get people to pay attention to it. And so I was spending all my time like following around the Little Mermaid X account, just antagonizing it and dropping links and pictures and stuff. Yeah, anytime somebody said something bad about the movie or something, I was dropping and saying, well, you know what, we got this alternative over here. And then they Marvel pulled the stuff with the Punisher being killed, and so they were like, well, we've got something kind of like that. Just trying to push as much as we could. Yeah,
sweet. And that effort did it require everyone to pitch in? Like, was Eric also and Piper, and was everybody also promoting the book, or was it just because normally with campaigns it's just like the writer or the guy in charge of the campaign that's usually doing most of the promoting? How did that work?
Right. It was definitely a team effort. I take the lead on things because I run the main account, my own account. I also run the Sebastian Crab account. So I've got all those things I'm trying to interact with and make happen. And then I do a lot of the connection with different shows and stuff to be able to get us booked and everything. But they definitely pull their weight. So I'm unable to meet and do shows and stuff in the evenings. And so they step in and they do a lot of the evening shows. And since most of the streams are in the evenings, I don't get to go on those. And so they cover, and they've done a fantastic job of getting our name and the project out there. And they both have co-creator credits on the book, because I made the shit post and it's a little image, and I did like the first like sketch and illustration of what she might look like, but they're the ones that really elevated it. Piper built an entire world around this character, and Eric has brought it all to life. So they deserve a ton of credit for everything.
Nice. Awesome. So it's 3 people that collaborated together to make this character.
Correct. Yeah.
Sweet, awesome. And I'm very sorry, but I don't know. Is the pronunciation of the comic Ariel or is AR? How do you pronounce?
Sure. So we say AR-13L just because the name Ariel is actually copyrighted by Disney.
Okay.
In the original story, she doesn't have a name, and neither does the prince. It's just the Little Mermaid and the prince. And so when we were doing our research, we wanted to make sure we didn't step on anything. So the AR-13L is how we say it, or we just refer to it as the Little Mermaid. But we did that. I came up with that idea mostly because the first picture of her that it was generated was with a gun in her hand, and so it was
Yeah.
kind of a play on the AR-15.
Yeah.
And so I named her AR-13L. And inside the book, the AR-13L is actually a gun. It's a
Sweet.
experimental
Yeah.
weapon, and then her name is Coral.
Oh, nice. The character's name is Coral.
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah, her name is actually Coral, and then
okay.
her crab is based on Sebastian a little bit, as a play on him. But his name is Sebastian because he's got a knife in his claw, so he's
Sebastian.
Yeah,
that's awesome. AR-13. All right, good. So and how did the writing work? I mean, you posted the idea, and then Piper just stepped in and just took it over, or are you guys working in the collaborative?
It was a lot more collaborative, yeah. So we got into that DM group the first day and immediately started throwing ideas back and forth, and it was kind of all over the place. But we wanted to tell a similar story to the original, but then immediately it just screams 80s action movie kind of thing. So that we knew we were going to have guns and violence and all kinds of stuff. So we just started throwing ideas out and just kind of working our way through the story. She had an idea kind of what she wanted to do anyway, so she showed a few things. The meme of the crab with the cigarette, and there's another one with the crab with the having the knife, attacking somebody. You may have seen those; they're gifs online. Those got dropped into our chat group, and we're like, "Oh yeah, we got to have a crab that does that." So Sebastian, he actually has a cigar most of the time, or he tries to find a cigar most of the time, and he has his knife. And so we did that. But yeah, it was very collaborative. Piper did a lot of research though about the area that we wanted to have them in. She did a lot of world building stuff that you will never actually see in the book, but exists. The reason why she has the scale pattern she does is because at least in our lore, when they're born, they're fully scaled to protect them. And as they age into maturity and become adults, those scales start to slough off. And the reason why she's wearing the starfish on one side is because those scales have cleared on that side. And as she gets older, she would have to have 2 starfish or clams or whatever you want to put there. And the starfish actually has a name now too, which is Napoleon. And he started out as not being anything in the book, but after another stream, it was a joke that happened. Everybody was kind of playing around, and we wound up making him a character in the book. And so he's not just a starfish, but he's a throwing starfish.
Sweet. So he's also fighting, also part of the action.
He gets in on the action, yeah, and he loves his job.
Is the book an ongoing series, or is it just like a story arc and then the story finishes?
We have a self-contained story here. We had discussed doing an ongoing, but we were like, we need to get a full story out there, and if people like it, we can definitely explore a follow-up to it. But we wanted to make sure that we produced a full, complete story that we could sell people. And originally the plan was to do it in 48 pages, but Piper started writing it and she goes, "Guys, I don't know if I can do this without being about 60 pages." And we were like, "Okay, let's make it a stretch goal." And so the stretch goal is to bring it up to 60 pages. And we hit the goal very quickly. And then we were like, "Okay, cool. We got the room to do it." And then over the course of developing the pages and stuff, Eric was like, "Hey, I'd like to expand this to be a 2-page spread, this and that." And so I think we wound up at 62 to 64 pages. I can't recall exactly. The campaign itself says 64 plus, but I think we're going to wind up with 68 some odd pages because there's fan art, some behind the scenes stuff.
Sweet.
Some really neat things that we got. Yeah.
Awesome. So, and then that wraps up the story of Coral in this first arc, and then from there,
this first arc follows very similarly to the original story, where she meets the prince, or in our case, he's a smuggler, and then the sea witch gets involved. There's some stuff that happens, and then by the end, we basically wrap up everything to the point where I don't want to too far into spoiler territory because
Yeah.
Piper will murder me. But she gets resolution. We'll put it that way.
Okay.
And
Okay.
then it opens us up to be able to do more.
Sweet. Yeah, the 64 plus page one shot remake. All right, cool. That's awesome. So it's just like a one and done book, and then if people like it, then more stories can come from that. Awesome.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
what how would you describe like the reception or the reaction to the IP? Like, do you think you're going to continue exploring the world, or do you think people have had enough with just this one
I
issue?
really don't know. I think it's going to depend on the reception to the book itself. So the reception to the idea has been fantastic. A lot of people really love the idea. In fact, on the FMC page, I linked to a video from a group that were reviewing ideas and gosh, A Drink with Crazy is the name of the stream. They don't really stream too much
Yeah,
anymore.
crazy.
But
Yeah.
yeah, it's hilarious. Their reaction to the post that I showed, and that was the kind of reaction we got from a lot of people. Just laughter and like, oh my god, I can't believe you guys are actually doing this. I love it. Tell me more. People want to know everything about the characters, and so it's been really cool to see that kind of reaction.
Awesome. And like the humor is like alongside the lines of like South Park type stuff, or more? Is it would it be more for kids, more adult oriented?
Definitely not for kids. It's definitely adult oriented. There's a little bit of nudity. There's a lot of violence, and so it's definitely geared towards adults. I love puns and plays on words and just kind of poking fun at things, and so there's definitely a lot of wordplay, like how things are named, like Sebastian, for instance, and there's different things like that throughout the book that we've hidden little pointers here and there of different things that we love, and so it's a love letter to the 80s action movie kind of genre type thing. Stuff gets blown up and people get blown up. There's plenty of craziness there. So yeah, it's definitely for adults, but it's a fun book.
Sweet. And how long have you had the campaign up? I think, are you running it for 60 days?
We are running this one for 30, and so we close out in 10 days. Yeah, we ran the other campaign. I think it was about a year. I think we left it open, and then decided to close it out. But the original one was like 60 days, and then we went to that storefront mode and just left it open while we were working on the book, and then finally closed it out to end the year. Yeah.
Yeah, because the reception, like looking at both campaigns, you've got well over like 30 G's, I think, right? $30,000.
We're closing in on 30. Yeah, we've got 21 on the first campaign. We're at 55 on this one. If we can get up to 9 here, that'd be awesome. I'm not sure we'll make it, but we've got a few more shows we're doing. We're going to try pushing this to a couple other places, and I might try running some ads in a few places to see if I can get any type of traction that way. Sweet. But yeah, it's looking good so far.
Nice. And just 1 second, I wanted to say hi to the people in the chat. We got Dennis here. We got this man named PixelTraitor. We got Edwin here. We got my sister. She's here. She's the one responsible for the tape.
Fantastic tape job.
And then here my brother's here also. So everybody's the whole family's here. And then Crenshaw, what's going on? Thank you very much for stopping by. He says, hello. I've liked and shared the stream. Thank you very much. How else is everyone in the chat? We're doing great. RJ's here. Nice. Yeah, I think RJ I think is soon to also launch a campaign. Whenever you guys get that ready, I'll be happy to have you guys. Matt Ruth, what's going on, man? Thank you very much for stopping by. Also be happy to talk about Soul Tack. And
Soul Tack stuff.
Awesome stuff, man. And I'm just curious. I wanted to ask you about this because this was a recent debate that was had by BA, I think, on this channel, where he talks about like using over sexualized images, females and stuff to promote a book. And I'm not saying that this IP, I'm not saying that this is over sexualized. I'm saying that there is that connection with sex and smut and stuff like this to Kickstarter. And so like people have this perception that Kickstarter or the people or the crowds on Kickstarter, they immediately see a boob book and they're all over it, and then this could boost the numbers. Do you think that has happened with AR-13L or 13L or
it's fine. AR-13L, AR-13L. Yeah, I think it does. I think it does to some degree. Well, we made a cover specifically for Kickstarter, which is the nip slip cover, and so if you scroll down, you'll see we have a
This one?
barcode or we have a QR on it right now, but if it'll ship
This one.
uncensored. Yeah.
Ah, nice. And
So
that's
it's specifically for it.
okay.
Yeah.
I hear it is the nip slip, the starfish. Okay, cool. Books will ship uncensored. Oh wow, okay. Nice.
Yeah. So the cover's uncensored on that, and so actually, it's funny if you scan that QR, it takes you to the Michael Jordan video where he's like, "Stop it," or whatever, just kind of taunt him.
Nice.
Originally I was thinking about showing the actual picture, and then somebody said, "No, make them pay for it."
Yeah, that's
So-
essentially the idea. No, if they want to see it, pay for it,
Yeah.
and then they get it, and they get the whole thing. So you think it has to some degree contributed a little bit?
A little bit. It's I also priced it higher than the rest of the covers too, so it's a little bit more of a premium. We're not going to produce nearly as many as the other covers, and so there's there's that to it as well. But overall, I think the cover A is actually the one I think that sold the most out of all of them. Jose Garcia is amazing, and his cover's pretty epic.
Yeah, it's badass. No, he's got a perfect blend of like the beauty to the character and also the big gun pose. Yeah, it's awesome. I like that cover. Yeah. How would you say his style works? Do you think his style works with the IP? Is that because you have so many different styles to the art? No, you have. So do these hit about to where you thought you imagined the character?
So the top right there, that kind of pink and purplish one, that's actually my art, and that's one of the first pieces that I did of her. And then the middle picture is Eric Hodson's, which is actually the art from it's what will be represented in the book itself. Then Jose is obviously Jose's was one of the first images we got. I did a couple pictures as just kind of proof of concept, kind of what my idea for the character would be. He took it that direction, which we loved, and he kind of informed the decision for how Sebastian's design was. Because we had him kind of looking a little bit different before that, and we manipulated our designs based on that because we thought that was way cooler. And so we did that. And so everybody kind of has their own little take on it. Like mine, her scales have a little more of an iridescent feel to them.
Yeah.
And Eric leaned more into the traditional kind of greenish, bluish kind of coloring. Jose went full on Little Mermaid. It's pretty much straight up Ariel, which is fine. It's funny. And then Matt Barr did a really cool G.I. Joe inspired version.
G.I. Joe-esque inspired. Yeah, it looks great.
Yeah, man, that picture is so epic. And so as soon as I saw it, I'm like, okay, this is going to have to be a G.I. Joe related thing. I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet, but we're going to make it. And it turned into this. And now it's sold actually pretty well as well. It's pretty nice. And that figure that I actually went to a buddy of mine, Art Tilts on X. He and I have known each other for 20 plus years. He's a 3D artist, fantastic work. He made that into an actual figure. So it's a real toy that we can print out. It's got a twist in the torso, so you can pop the tail off and put legs on if you wanted to. We're still kind of refining the model, but it's something that we could actually sell at some point if we wanted to.
Man, that's awesome. That looks great. And any ideas of ever making that art a cover? Because it looks really good.
Well, that is a cover.
Oh, it is a cover.
So,
okay.
Yeah, so actually, if you scroll down a little bit, you'll see I recreated not only the front of the G.I. Joe box, but actually the back too. So it's going to be almost at the very bottom.
There it is.
Yeah, so I went full on. So it looks like it's hanging on the shelf. It's pretty sweet that way.
I dig it. That's awesome. Oh, cover E, there it is. Yeah, I didn't read that.
That's all good.
Sweet. Awesome stuff, man. And I was gonna say, is there some kind of affinity with the pronunciation? The way you have it written is Mercmaid. Is that correct?
Yeah, Mercmaid. Yeah, it's like mercenary.
Awesome. Is that going to be like a brand of yours moving forward? Because I saw that you posted a pic of another IP called Mercules. Is that correct?
Mercules. Yeah, it was okay. So there was somebody that came out and was talking to who was it?
Let me see if I can find that pic.
I think he was talking to Tyler, and then Nicholas Mueller got involved. It was about like how public domain was getting kind of twisted into these like darker or kind of violent versions of what they previously were, and the person was kind of ragging on a public domain. And I'm like, you know what? I think I was washing dishes or something at the time, and I got the idea for this. I go, I'm going to make a mock-up. Again, this was AI, similar tool that I used for Little Mermaid, just to mess around. And I created that image, and then I went into Photoshop, put guns in his hands and stuff, and I said, introducing Mercules just to see what would happen. And the dude actually liked it. He's like, "Oh, this is great." I'm like, "Okay,
No,
well,
yeah, this got a lot of great feedback. I think it looks badass.
It looks great. I mean, and for what I do, I'm an artist, but I also like to experiment with different tools and things because I'm a tech guy, and so I fully admit, right off the bat, this is totally AI. But I was trying to get a vibe and a feel for something. And so what I'll do sometimes is I'll go through a bunch of prompts and stuff just to kind of capture that idea. And then I can take it and say, okay, let's get some people to make some art based on this idea. Or I'll do my own artwork kind of based on it. But I don't, there's no tracing or anything I would do to this. And I would never publish this picture because I don't think it's fair to real artists to be able to take something like that and do it. But I don't think it's a problem to iterate over ideas with tools like AI and whatnot, because you can get to a concept much quicker by just kind of playing around. It's not going to be perfect. It'll never be perfect. And I advocate for people not to use AI as a final product. I think it's a great way to get your ideas kind of solidified, but then take those ideas, work with a pro, and figure things out.
Yeah, I think that's a good balance. Like just to get the ball rolling. Like, what do you guys think of this? Or maybe tweak this, tweak that. Yeah, based on this first concept image. Yeah, I think it works. I don't think. I think that's a pretty good balance. No, it sounds reasonable. No, if the end game is something drawn by an actual artist, no, that would. I don't see why that wouldn't work. Yeah, that sounds great.
I have I have Jose Garcia actually getting ready to do a picture for this as well. I also have an artist in Italy that I'm talking to that's going to do the actual book.
Nice.
Still it's kind of up in the air. We're still trying to figure a bunch of stuff out. There's a whole other way that I want to approach Mercules than I did with Mercmaid. But it's still quite a few months out before I can get there. I have to get the book fulfilled first.
It sounds like this might be the initial progress or the initial part of like a possible Merc universe. Like, are you going to look at other IPs and? Yeah,
I could see it happening. There was no intent to do that at first, but when this came up, and again, the reaction to it was really great.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I want to catch it. Miércoles is Wednesday in English. In
Spanish, Wednesday.
Sorry, in Spanish. So that's interesting. Yeah, Miércoles, Mercules. Yeah, por ahí. Yeah, Mercules. What day is it? Today is Mercules. That could work. RJ, he says that tonight's the night. Tonight's the launch night. Oh man, I thought it was next week.
Right on, man.
Okay, well, good luck, man. I hope everything is set up, and whenever you like, the doors are open here also for you to come on here and show your book. I'll be really happy to talk about the creative process behind that. Dave is here. What's going on, Dave?
What's up, Dave?
And then RJ, he says, I generally agree with BA's point, but maybe it doesn't apply to all books. This book, for example, is about a mermaid. What are you supposed to do? Make her ugly? No, I don't get I didn't get the notion, the idea that Mercmaid was a full-on smut book. It's not, in my opinion. I don't get that perception of it. But the starfish,
there's definitely a cheesecake aspect.
Yeah, so I was it just came to me because like you see that art, you see the art that I have for the thumbnail, and then you see it like on Kickstarter, and so normally the idea though is that those kinds like smut books and boobs and stuff like that, they get better reception on Kickstarter. Like for example, like I think like if you were to do like a Mercules book on Kickstarter, the perception could be that it won't do as well as Mercmaid because of the.
It's very possible. Yeah, I actually
who knows? Because it's just speculation. Though. Who knows? Because at the end of the day, this could probably do even better. No, but that's the.
Yeah, it really depends. There may be more appeal mainstream wise for a buffed out like. Honestly, I really don't know anymore. It's kind of a hit or miss, but the timing was perfect for our book, and we took it in a certain direction. In fact, actually on the Kickstarter page, if you go to the updates, I posted a recent update. I did it as Sebastian, but we posted new artwork so people could see, because I know the pages that we have listed on that page are kind of older lettered pages that I have. the book is basically done except for coloring and a little bit of lettering. But so those pages we've shown off before. But if you go into the update section,
update section,
yeah, towards the top there, there's the bar there. It's got like a 3 next to it. There you go. Oops, right there. Yeah, the first update there.
10 days ago. Click on this.
Yeah, click on that, and then scroll down a little bit.
Oh, that's dope. I like that.
So really quick here, the world tour. You'll notice you're actually listed, the Ominus show. So
is it? Am I?
Yeah, right
Sweet.
There. Yeah, any show that brings us on while we're promoting, or they're going to get added to this. And in fact, once this is done, once we've finished up our tour campaign closes, anybody that has this, we're going to put this on a shirt and a poster, and then anybody
that's awesome.
So all the hosts will get the items for cost, and then anybody else that wants them can buy it. Yeah.
It also, could I just point something out?
Yeah.
The name of my IP is Ominus without the O.
Oh, my bad. I will fix it now.
Is that easy to fix, or is that difficult to fix? Because if it's too difficult to fix, just screw it.
Dude, no, it's super easy to fix. So actually, if we'll get into it in a second, but yeah, it's just thelittlemercmaid.com, and it's a website. So that's a screenshot off the website right now.
Sweet. Oh, that's awesome, man. Thank you very much for that honor. Look, to be on that picture and that image, that's a badass piece of art. You put a microphone in Stab's hand.
Put a microphone, yes. He's saying, well, we figured since she got rid of her gun and she's playing a bass, or actually it's guitar.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? No, it's bass. We had to give him the mic. He needed to sing.
That's awesome. And then here are the new pages, you say?
Yeah, see, these are some of the new pages that won't spoil anything too much. But her whole power here, unlike the original story where she got her legs but lost her voice, she still has a voice in the book, but she had some of her youth taken from her, so she's a little bit older. She was aged up from the effects of the spell, but she gained the power to be able to transform. But anytime she gets hit with salt water, it starts to make her body form back into the tail, and so that's kind of her weakness. So like if she's in a firefight or something, she gets wet, like what happened here, she gets turned back into a mermaid. And so she has to dry off before she can get her legs back.
Nice. That's a nice dynamic to set up for the character, though, because they're going to get exposed to that kind of to the salt water, all kinds of water. Yeah, good stuff, man. We got a comment here from Crenshaw. He says the action figure cover is rad. It needs to be an indie comic trend. Like to have all characters have figures. That would be great, man.
Yeah, the Marvel covers that I saw for Star Wars, that's what actually got me interested in that. I saw them like, man, they did okay with those, but I didn't think they quite hit the aesthetic just right. And so I wanted to do it better. And so that's why it's a 3D model instead of an illustration too, because I wanted to really push it to the point where it looked like a little plastic figure. And now that we've upgraded, we hit a stretch goal to put spot gloss on the covers. And so I'm going to make the little plastic area where the figure is spot gloss, so it looks like the little shelf for it. Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
That's awesome. Oh, that's awesome stuff, man. Yeah, I dig it.
Got a few more pages here. Yeah, and so that's what I was saying about cheesecake.
Shot. Yeah, nice establishing shot. Yeah, good stuff. These were all recently done.
Yeah, these were all colored just recently. Big Boy Robo was working on like a lot of pages at the same time.
And these are his colors?
These are his colors, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, he's doing amazing. And what's funny is he's leveled up from the point where he was doing earlier pages in the book to now. And so I'm having him go back and adjust some of the earlier pages because they're just amazing.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, Crenshaw, it's definitely splash lore.
Yeah, definitely looks a lot better. Most of the artwork that I've seen from Big Boy has been black and white art. He's got sick inks also. He does really good ink work. But this looks great. It's great to see another facet of an artist's work. Yeah, great stuff.
Yeah, Eric loves him. He wants him to work with him on all of his projects. He feels like Robo really elevates his stuff, and they're a great team.
Yeah. That's awesome. It says I want to come on my Crenshaw's in the chat sniping guests.
DM me.
What's going on? Yeah. A little bit of
DMs are always open, man.
Yeah, you guys, make it work. A little bit of splash lore with the dry. Yeah, I dig that. And then here we don't want to give away too much. I'm assuming that might be Ursula or an Ursula-esque character.
Or an Ursula S character. Yeah, she has a different name. Nyarla, I think is how we pronounce it. But yeah, it's the Sea Witch essentially.
Awesome. That's awesome stuff, man. So the book is done, and so after the campaign is finished, you guys are ready to go to print.
Line art is line art is done. The colors are about 70%. Lettering's following about 50%, 60%. I'm doing the lettering, so I need to step up my game a little bit to catch up, but we're getting there. And then so what we'll do as soon as we're done with the book, which I imagine will happen towards the end of this month, we'll go to digital fulfillment. The digital fulfillment will be done, and then we'll hang out for about I'd say a week to 2 weeks tops, just to make sure there aren't any major flaws or something that people pick up from the digital release, and then we'll go ahead and take it out to physical release. we'll ship it out to be printed. But we wanted to do that little kind of window there because no matter what happens, people always find stuff or seem to find things, and so we're like, let's get a few more eyes on the book and at least give us that window where we can adjust things before we lock it in.
Are you and so that no worries. And then those new things that pop up come from Piper. Come from is there an editor also on the book, or is Piper? I think Piper's the editor. Or
Piper's writing, and so I'm kind of acting as editor as we go through it. But we do have other people that are reading it as we're going. But a lot of times, readers will find things that even an editor misses, and I go through and I'll read people's books and I'll ping them as soon as I get the digital release. I'm like, hey, if you haven't gone to print yet, here's X, Y, and Z. And they're like, oh, cool, thank you. And then they'll fix it. So that's what I wanted to do here as well. Put it out for everybody. If they see anything, let us know immediately and we'll take care of it. But one of the cool things I did here that I haven't seen people do before, one of the rewards that we have is the quote digital deluxe version. Everybody on FMC is considered digital deluxe, but here I've separated it. So there's just the straight up PDF version without all the extra stuff, and then there's the digital deluxe. The deluxe gets the upgrade path, and what that is between the time that we release the digital to the point where we go into fulfillment. If they like the digital edition, want to go ahead and pick it up physical, we will honor the price that they paid for the digital and make that a discount. So like the book is $20, we'll take $10 off the price of the physical edition, and then they can get the book basically at half price plus shipping.
And that's only if they back that digital deluxe tier, which
or if they're FMC backers, which we automatically considered as deluxe.
Oh, nice. So the digital deluxe, it's at $10. Okay, yeah, that's a great idea. And
so the standard edition is just the book. It's $8. But if you want the extras, like so anybody that got the deluxe edition is also going to get the Art of AR-13L, which is a stretch goal that we unlocked, which is a digital book which has behind the scenes stuff. It'll have some of the little extras and things that you wouldn't be able to see before that we couldn't put into the book because there's too much. And then also we have a fan art gallery and things that we ran a fan art contest. In the art of book, I'm blowing those up to full size. So you get those full size pictures instead of just little boxes inside the main book.
Sweet. I was thinking about what to do with that also because I got a few pieces of fan art and some pinups, and I don't know if I should like do it the whole page or just like do like a frame on it. I'm not sure.
Yeah, but, I've been debating it. That's one of the things I have to finish up for the book as well. But I'm going to do smaller pictures inside the main book for the people that competed in the contest itself. But we've received a ton of extra art and fan art pieces and commissions that we've had done. And so I want to throw all that together into a digital document that people can check out.
Yeah, it's nice. That was an excellent idea that Dave had. Also, I thought it was just fabulous what he did. That he got like all the pinups and all the stuff that would normally go out as a print, and he just put it all together, slapped together as a book. And like I thought that was a great idea. And also I wanted to congratulate you now that I have you here, or to thank you more, not congratulate, but to thank you because for the people in the chat, Pixel got a digital copy of my book also, and he gave me a great idea because at the time I was sending out the digital, and then after I sent out the digital, I sent the link for a survey, and then I remember Pixel gave me a great idea. He's like, hey, why don't you put a QR code at the end of the digital? I was like, oh, that hadn't occurred to me, so that was a great idea. and I'm actually using QR codes for this book that they're getting. So to sign up for the newsletter. So it's a great idea, and
Nice.
yeah, Pixel's got great ideas. Great ideas. Yeah, thank you very much for that idea, Pixel. And if I may ask,
we should talk later. Oh, sorry, I was gonna say we should talk later about the QR code thing too. I don't know who you're using to generate those, but there are free sites out there that won't charge you for the QR. In case you because I know there's some that actually make the QR expire on you, and that sucks. That's so lame. But
yeah. Sweet, thank you. And actually, now you made me worry because hopefully my codes don't expire. Man,
I received it. Well, it's funny. I received a birthday invite for one of my kids' friends, and their QR expired while they were passing those out. And I'm like, oh man, that sucks.
Man, thank you very much. Now I'm worried. No, but I was gonna ask you, where does the name PixelTraitor come from? Like, is that how does what's the that's a great name, and what is that? Is there a history behind that? It sounds like there's a history behind that.
There's a history behind it. So the funny part about it was, well, there's two stories to it, and both of them are legitimate. But a friend of mine, his brother was using the name PixelTraitor, Trader, and I, for whatever reason, I thought the name was PixelTraitor, and I'm like, yeah, that's such a cool name. I love it. And so I took that email address when Gmail first came out. I went ahead and registered PixelTraitor and held on to it. I didn't use it for years. And then when it came time to start getting back into my artwork and everything, I really wanted to do, I had been doing digital stuff, and I'm like, I want to get away from digital and do more analog. And so I was, pen and ink, just paper, just having a good time, markers and everything. And so I felt like I was kind of betraying that digital side. And so I was, betraying the pixels, and I was going full analog. What's funny now is that the name is stuck, but I've gone back to being more of a digital workflow just because of convenience. But the name's still there, so it is what it is.
It could be a pencil trader.
A pencil trader. There we go. I specifically separate, and that's why I'm not on camera too. I for professional reasons, I have to keep my like real life identity kind of shielded a bit from what I do. So I don't want to give myself like a Banksy type thing going on, but essentially I'm trying to do all my art and everything under the name PixelTraitor and build that brand. And so everywhere you see it, I've always got this little guy that I drew. I try to keep the branding on point with everything that I do, and it's all associated with that. Yeah.
I was going to do the exact same thing when I got back into art, because I wasn't sure if it would be a good idea to attach my name to some of the art that I had thought at the time I was going to do. That's why I have this name Nigma. I was going to do artwork under that name Nigma, but then something hit me like that, like right before I think like right when I finished my first drawing, and I was like, how do I sign this? And I was like, I was like, something hit me. I was like, fucking put my name on there. And so some people prefer to be anonymous, and I completely get it, and I completely understand, because the internet is vicious. The internet has no chill. If they discover anything, they start hating on you for anything, they will dig, and then if they dig, they will find anything, and it's just that's just horrible. No, so
yeah, it's a bummer that I have to do that. But so like when we go off stream later, because normally what I do is I'll pop into the back room when we're offline, and I'll turn my camera on. I'll talk to everybody. I have no problem doing that. It's just when I go live, I try to keep the same presence and stuff where I'm at, and it's worked out. I've had some people be like, I can't back you because I don't know what you look like. Blah blah blah. I go, well, I'm a cyborg ninja. That's who I am. And they're like, yeah, whatever. Anyway,
yeah, I'm really a 10-year-old girl, and I'm just kidding. It's completely something you would not suspect. And but yeah, no, I completely get it, and I respect that. No, people do that. I understand also, like, I people using that argument. No, I can't back it because I don't know who you are. Yeah, I get that also, because there's the two sides to that coin, though. So it's really an interesting way to walk around with that. So
I hope that my time, like over the last, 7 years, being around CG and earning hundreds of thousands really through IndieCron. I think it was like $200,000 or $300,000 in backing that I forwarded to campaigns during the time that site was live, and I never made a dime on the website. I didn't ask for money. I tried to run ads, but everybody had ad blockers anyway, so it didn't really matter. But it was purely to help the indie scene. And I've done like the indie calculator thing that I've been working on. I've helped other sites get live. I've done a lot of work for creators behind the scenes, doing cards and poster layouts, cover layouts, and stuff to help them out. I don't really ask for anything when I do those. I just try to help people out. And so I hope that the karma that I've built up over time has kind of paid off, and that people can trust that I'm not trying to scam anybody while I'm doing all this stuff. But there are always people that won't trust you, which I can understand.
Yeah. It's just I mean, it's just a matter of understanding people's decisions, though, because you can't really get mad at anybody. People have the reasons why they do things, and so I get it. So that's also like the uphill battle that I'm trying to fight with, because many people have been burnt, including myself. So like, how do you ease that concern? Also, so it's always a struggle for first time creators out there. So it's part of the game. So just find a way to solve that issue and then just move forward. And that's it.
Yep, I'm very blessed to have 2 co-creators that do get on camera and get on stream and have interacted with people as well, and they've been established in the community for quite a while as well. So there's a lot of trust that's been built by this team in the past that we're cashing in on for sure. But we're not going anywhere. We're getting this thing knocked out. We actually just decided we were going to do fulfillment ourselves, and then we've crossed over 500 backers now. There's probably 400 physical packages that we have to ship out, and we're like, okay, we are not prepared for this. As much as I would love to do this myself, I feel it would be better to trust somebody that has already done fulfillment and everything. And so we actually contacted Critical Blast this week, and we're going to be working with them for fulfillment.
Awesome. Yeah. I just got a book, Reaper Destroyer, from Critical Blast, and he does great work. He does great.
Yeah, he's awesome.
And he's been doing this for years. He says it's okay.
Exactly. Him and I have talked a lot in the back end about the different things, and like vendors and all this kind of stuff. And so I knew I could trust him to take care of our backers, and just seeing the way that he delivers. I mean, it's not just the it's the Gemini, but then he's also got the poly bag around it, protected from the water, and like he just does all that extra step. Packaging's always on point. Yeah, I love the things that he does for creators.
Sweet. I don't know why Dennis Pollita con papas. We'll start dancing. Crenshaw says the problem comes when someone says they won't back you because they know how you look.
I'm ugly as hell. What are you talking
about? Speaking of which, I might as well just do this. Hey, speaking of which, let me know in the chat if you prefer me not to show my face, because I did the stream yesterday with the camera off, and I got more views than I normally do.
Chasing people away, man.
Yeah. Jeez, the mug. It says you always just do a double drop campaign, set a low goal on your first time just to get the book out and delivered, and another campaign for those who were on the fence. Not a catch up, just a second. Yeah, something like that sounds good.
So that's actually I did it the other way. I did it the other way on purpose because I didn't want to go out of pocket. I'm like, look, if we're gonna make this thing, we're gonna make sure we have enough money to make it. And so I set a goal for $7,000, I think it was, on FMC, and I said, we're not making this book unless we can cross 7K. And we did, and we went well past it. We went 3 times over what we had set our goal for. And so at that point, when we went to Kickstarter, it's like, it's all gravy now. We can make the book. We have the funds in the bank. We're good to go. Let's see what else we can do here. And so we added a few extra things and, did that. And here we are. It's a $500 goal. We're at 5,500, I think, or close to it. And so we're doing pretty good there.
Poor Elliot has a face for radio.
There you go, brother.
Oh man, thank you very much, my sketchbook, for coming into the stream and bashing me. That's fine. That's great. And I was going to ask you, look, 7,000 for a funding goal on a campaign, first time creator. That's incredibly dangerous, in my opinion, because normally people see that number like, no, I'm not backing that. That's too much. What do you attribute the confidence to put it at that? Set it at that.
I think it was probably stupidity at the same time too. But here's the thing: also we were on a new campaign or a new platform as well, so we didn't know for sure if people were going to back there. But I felt the reaction to the campaign or the concept was good enough that it could carry us across. I was pretty confident that we could hit 10K. Looking at how we had done things, and how campaigns were performing, how the reaction to things were, and the fact that we were marketing it really heavily and getting it right in front of people right as the movie was coming out, I was pretty sure we could hit that goal.
So you were just basing your judgment on the momentum that you were creating online on social media.
On the momentum, looking at books in the similar. So I did research on other books that had funded in around that time. I had looked at our costs as a team just to figure out, okay, how much do we really need to be able to make this thing? And I was pretty far off as far as that goes, because there's a lot of extra incidental stuff that you don't run into. But that's why I built my calculator too, so that in the future I'll have a better idea of what everything costs. But even with the research and whatnot, I think I did a pretty good job ultimately getting things marketed and out there. But yeah, I knew that I could cover a certain amount over whatever we were going to fund it for, but I said, okay, I'm not going to do this thing unless we can at least hit 75. If we can't hit 7,500, it's just going to hurt us, and we're not going to like the book by the time we're done, because we're not going to have any funds to be able to do anything, and I'm going to go into debt. And so let's see what happens. And we took a leap of faith. People loved it, and we moved on. But yeah, it's tough, man. I get it. People want to just get it funded, but I look at all the campaigns that have tried and they haven't made enough, and I look at them going, there's no way you're going to be able to make this book unless you go in debt, like heavily in debt. And I hate to like judge a campaign like that, but when I see a first timer come out and they are not trying to cover their costs to at least to a bare minimum, I feel like they're doing a disservice to themselves. If they have an IP that they think is cool, but they're not willing to put the faith in it, like to fund it, I don't know, man. It can go either way, right? But I felt like we had a strong enough IP, and we had like I said, we had over 400 people on our mailing list by the time that we went live. And so conversion
that also gives a lot of confidence, though, because 400 is a lot of people. Yeah, that's a lot. That's a good amount. Yeah, you can do a lot with that. Yeah, so but the IP, the design is a lot more relatable than for example, like a new design or a different design. You see the mermaid, you see the red hair, you see the scales. You know what this is, and then you see the gun. Oh, this is nice. No, so it piques the interest at that. No, so
yeah, definitely. Yeah, at this point now, I've got almost 700 people on my Substack subscription.
Nice.
And so I send out. Actually, I'm about to do another update probably today or tomorrow, just kind of talking about the book and where we're at, how things are going, and just invite people to, 9 days left, 10 days left, whatever.
Yeah.
And see what happens. But yeah, there's lots of ways that you can approach crowdfunding, especially now. I mean, when we launched this thing, it was still a couple years ago, 2 years ago, I think it was. Things were a little bit different, and we definitely had a kind of a fire or lightning in the bottle kind of thing that we had to capitalize on. I don't know if we could make the same amount this time around if we were to launch it today. But yeah, I mean, that's just speculation. It's hard to say for sure, but I thought the idea was solid, and so we went for it, and it paid off.
Sweet. That sounds great, man. Sounds great. And I got more bashing going on in the chat. This probably has a face for radio. Then my brother comes in and says, "We're here for the art, not your face."
Oh, there you go.
He's like, "I didn't catch Ethan last night. Someone has to catch my ire." It's okay. No worries. Yeah, go ahead, bash me. It's okay. It's all good. No worries. I get a kick out of it too. It's like, and it says, "Elliot, have you reached out to Frog, Tony, or Patty did?" You mean Katie did? Patty did. To promote, for promoting and with Katie did. I've messaged her to come on the show. We have to schedule a time, so she'll be here, and then hopefully I can get an invite to be on her show. But I've been on her streams before, but not essentially like Pixels in this case, because we're talking specifically about his book. So I haven't been on her show in that capacity, but hopefully maybe that could happen. But no, I mean I've had people that have. Like I think hopefully if I can get it organized, I might be on CG Live, I might be on Kangs, I might be on Pimp My Comic and other shows, hopefully. But I mean I have to schedule it because my schedule is really messed up. But luckily I have a few days off in July, so hopefully I can handle that. So I'll be sure to pop on with my camera off. Yeah. And Pixel, have you and I haven't contacted Frog Tony yet. Maybe I can go on the show and talk about it. But have you? Because the question is also for you. Pixel says, have you reached out to them?
I have not, but we'll have to see. I think we've only got like a week left. We have quite a few shows booked, so it may not work out. But we'll see. I'll have to check the timing on it. But yeah, it's a possibility. The other thing too is that we were a little concerned. Certain shows may not want to promote it too because it's on Kickstarter versus like IGG or our own site and stuff. So I'm
one of them, but I don't. But I'm obviously very loose with that because I'm not too happy about Kickstarter. I'd much rather back it on Fund My Comic or Indiegogo, but I didn't get to it in time. But yeah, I mean, I would like to check this out, and but no, it's good. I mean, you're not Kickstarter exclusive. No, you're doing this because you're trying to so you're trying to see what else is out there, and so yeah. I mean, but I've had other campaigns come on that are Kickstarters, and it's okay. I mean, at the end of the day, the decision is for the backer. If they want to get the book, then they'll get the book. If not,
exactly.
The pitch.
We're just trying to go.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. I leaned into not going to IGG just because of the whole shadow banning thing, and I got kind of tired of the platform, like trying to impose that tip and other things that they've done in the past. And I mean, there's definitely downsides to each platform. The main downside for FMC is that it doesn't have add-ons, and so you can't easily do things. You have to build a bunch of bundles, or you have to work out coupon codes that get kind of sketchy. And it's one of those upgrades that Luke is working on, and just amount of time and money involved in getting those items added. But it's coming. We've already talked about it and stuff. But in the meantime, I was like, okay, let's go ahead and do some add-ons, have some fun stuff. So like there's some cool stuff in the back end, like you don't see on the main page, but like the skateboard decks are there, the Keshi figures. There's a limited black, white, and red newsprint version of the book, which is it's not the entire book, but it's like the first kind of half of the book, or I haven't quite decided exactly how many pages it's going to be yet, but it's like a peek behind the scenes of what the book could have been if we had stuck with our original plan to do it in black, white, and red. And of course, newsprint makes it look really cool too. So we're doing that.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, that's great. And are you gonna do your newsprint through Pete?
Yep, doing the newsprint through Pete, which kind of segues into that other thing. So I had talked about how I wanted to do Mercules a little bit different. Yeah. So with Mercules, what I'm looking at right now, and you kind of get the exclusive here because I haven't really talked to too many people publicly about this yet, but what I want to do. I hinted at the brand for Insider, which I was playing with the idea of bringing that back. And what I want to do is a newsprint magazine kind of vibe where people can pitch ideas. So it'd be like 4 pages and a cover kind of thing for each team. And they would, I don't want to go too far into that, but essentially it'd be a book full of pitches that people can check out. And if they love it, they can back based on a certain reward tier to support those teams. And then on the flip side of the book would be Mercules. And so I would do that in chapters. And so we would release it on a regular basis, more of like a 3 to 4 times a year kind of thing. Get all the chapters out within a year and have all those pitches good to go. But it's going to require a lot of footwork on my part to get all the teams together to be able to do that and do all the layout work and everything. But I would want to have at least 2 issues of that ready to go before I ever try to crowdfund anything. And so we'd have to see how it works out. But it's still a very kind of like in planning kind of thing. I haven't really worked all that out, but I do know that anything that we do with that project would go through Pete.
Nice. That sounds like a great idea, man. It's just just like a bank of great ideas, man. Awesome stuff.
I got a lot of ideas and just not enough time to do them all, and so I'm trying.
Yeah.
Especially being an artist myself, wanting to do these projects, but not having the time to execute on all of it. It was hard for me to let go of certain projects that I wanted to work on and have somebody else do the art. But at the same time, it's freeing because now I have the creative capacity to be able to do other things and guide those processes as well, and still be able to art direct, which is awesome. So I'm doing what I can. I wear a lot of hats, but it's a cool process.
Yeah, man. And that's another thing that I just came across with this whole crowdfunding campaign thing. There's like so many things that I have to do. I've been wanting to get to this drawing that I'm doing like for a long, long time, but I've had to keep postponing it because there's like another issue popping up. There's another thing that I have to do. I got to talk to the colorist about this thing. I got to talk to the letterer about that thing. Oh, don't forget, I got to promote the show this day, and I got to post something just to keep myself in the spotlight. To say
exactly.
And it's just so much stuff, so much stuff that we have to do behind the scenes, and yeah, man, it's a lot of work, it's a lot of hats.
It's a grind.
Yeah, we are definitely a hat group. There's a lot of hats you got to wear. And my sketchbook says I don't discriminate. I'm not part of the mailing ban. I'll take KS customers just as much. KS customers' money just as much as others. Yeah, I guess that could work. That could work. I mean, I'm not fond of Kickstarter at all. And for Indiegogo, they've been really shady the last few years, and so I don't like that tip. I don't like that they're shadow banning. You're paying them so much money, and then they're not even promoting your book. So I mean, when Fund My Comic came out, I was like, this is my place. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that all of my campaigns are going to be on Fund My Comic if I can make it work. That would be my preferred choice. Kickstarter and Indiegogo, man, they've been a-holes. Says kind of like Shonen Jump.
Kind of like that. And I talked to Luke about this project early on because I wanted FMC involved. And he said, you do this, you've got 0% on the platform. So he's not going to take any fees. He just wants to see it happen. So it's going to be a promotional vehicle for FMC. It's going to be a promotional vehicle for Critical Blast, because I talked to him. I said, I'd like you to fulfill this thing for me. And he's like, hell yeah, I'm in. And then I talked to Pete about the specs and what I wanted to do with it. And he says, it sounds like a great idea. And he was like, I'm in, just let me know what I need to do for you. And he gave me the, just information about how it needs to be laid out and whatnot. And so, yeah, man, I'm going to be doing it through those guys. And so it's all about using the resources that indie creators have available to them, the fulfillment, the printing, the crowdfunding itself, and showing that you can build a project from the ground up, use those smaller services, and still be successful. That's what I'm trying to do.
Sweet. Yeah, man, that sounds great. Awesome stuff, man. And we went way over the hour, 15 minutes over the hour. We're going to close up in just a moment. And yeah, so we got Marinus. What's going on, Marinus? He's in the chat, sharing out the links. So yeah, be sure to get this. No, this is a great project. Many people have jumped on. You can do that. I like that digital thing. You can $10 get the digital, and if you decide to get the physical, you already got $10 there. As credit towards the physical book. So that's a great idea. Do you mind if I take that?
Do it, man. Do it.
I'm gonna take
absolutely. The other thing I also do it, man. Absolutely. It's why not, right? And to go into it really quick too. A lot of people have said, "Oh, I don't want to do digital because my book's going to get pirated." Blah 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 blah. My vibe on that has always been that digital is kind of like your marketing aspect. I know a lot of people that have picked up digital or have read pirated versions of books that have turned around and gone and bought the actual physical copy because they loved it so much. But my feeling is, when you are crowdfunding, every dollar that you make in that crowdfund is going towards the production of your book. So unlike traditional media where the store is buying a bunch of books hoping that you're going to buy them, your backers are getting the books that they are buying. And so it's not like a third party is going to be robbed of money because something was pirated. It's, you know what I mean? Like you've got that middleman's been taken out of the equation. So there's really the only people that were going to give you the money to make your book are the people that actually gave you the money at that particular point. And so the only thing you're going to do is just market yourself more, have more people read your stuff. And ultimately that's what you want, because if they read it and they like it, they're going to come back and take a look at your next campaign. So
definitely.
I'm not encouraging piracy, but I understand it to some degree, that some people don't have the funds, or they back so many things that they can't. I get it. If you really want my book, you don't have the money, hit me up. We can talk about it. I don't want anybody to not be able to read something because funds are in the way. We'll figure out a way for you to be able to check out this thing, even if it's just the preview. Like the preview book is going to be about 20 pages. I'm trying to finish the lettering on that so I can get it out before the last week of the campaign, so people can see it, and then hopefully kind of boost it up again. QR code in the back so people can go straight to the campaign to check it out. All of that.
Yeah.
And then also, and this is the other thing that I think people should do when you do digital fulfillment. it's free as far as the space in the book. You can put 100 extra pages in the back of the book if you want to. So why not put in ads for your friends' books?
Yeah, I've
posters
seen
from other
people do
people's
that before.
projects, links to kick. Yeah, I mean, there's so much that you can do there to market other people. So why not give them a little bit of a shout out?
Yeah, definitely. No, yeah, and just my take on that digital stuff. I think digital is like Marina says, digital is a must. And I want to say something, and I hope everybody in the chat hears me. I hope people watching this in the replay hear me. I hope all of the U.S. hears me, because people in the U.S. Americans, they have this misconception that the internet is just within the bounds of the U.S. territory and the U.S. borders and the U.S. No, the internet is global, and the care, the respect that you may have for downloading piracy and things like that, or not to get into it, is not the same opinion that people in the third world have. And I'm telling you that from experience. And what am I trying to say is that if someone wants your book, physical or digital, if someone wants your book, they're going to get a copy of your book for free. It doesn't. There's nothing that you can do to prevent that. You can put all the watermarks that you want on an image. You can do everything, but all it takes is one person to buy your book, take it to a printer, scan the pages, hand it out to all your homies, everybody, and then before you know it, in 2 blinks of an eye, everybody in your neighborhood has got a copy of your book. And there's nothing that you can do to prevent it. I live in South America. I can get a bootleg copy of every book out there. And there's even a web page now where you can read every single indie comic out there. So this argument that no, I don't want to make it digital because of piracy, in my opinion, is complete BS. Because, as I said, if anybody wants your book, they're going to get it. There's nothing that you can do to stop it. And I like the sentiment that, oh no, yeah, as long as more people read it, then that's great, because you get more readers, and then potentially more buyers. So that it could work in your benefit, to your advantage. So yeah, I'm gonna have digital on my campaign also, and yeah, I think it's a good idea to have it, because yeah, if people want to read it, they're going to get to it. There's no stopping anybody. Yeah. We got Amanda B in the chat. What's going on, Amanda? All right, so she says, I've purchased many books digitally that I wasn't quite sure I would like the book. A cheaper digital is easier price to invest in. Yeah, that's also another thing. No, people are backers are like, no, $50 for a book, $100 for a book, or $30 for a book is too much. Let me get that $5, and then, as you say, no, they may like it, and then later on they get the physical, no. And Marina says, ads, you have my permission to put a Gemini Crusaders ad in the back of the book. Wink, wink. Yeah, you can. Yeah, you could put Ominus in there. You could put everything in there. Oh, you could put Fembat. Sorry. Apex is going on. So yeah, awesome stuff, man. Thank you for putting that digital in there. It's a great idea. I'm gonna take all of your ideas. So this is just taking all of your ideas. And yeah, so I think that'll wrap it up for us today. It's been a pleasure having my guest, PixelTraitor, the Traitor of Pixels, to grace us today with his presence and his book. His book is AR-13L. Yeah, Fembat. Yeah, put that link in there, Apex. And yeah, so please be sure to get that. It's currently on Kickstarter. It was previously on all the other crowdfunding sites. And that's what I did with Perfect 10. I backed the digital for 1 and 2 before I heard many people talking about it. For number 3, I bought the physical catch-up because I liked it so much. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely.
I got a stack.
And then people usually wait for the trades also, no? So you get all that book, that collected book. No?
Yep. Yeah, I actually just had a package arrive from Critical Blast. It's the Genuine Comics thing. I've got issues 1 through 5 plus American Bliss sitting right here.
Sweet.
Dive into those. Yeah.
Awesome stuff, man. And so yeah, so I think that'll be it for us today. I will be back next week on Thursday. I'll be back next week on Thursday. So Thursday, I should be able to talk with you guys about the tiers that we're going to see on the campaign for the book, to let you know exactly what is going to be available, so you can already get your mind wrapped around what you're going to get. And so we'll do that next week, and then yeah. There's the link for Fembat. Make sure to get that. Apex was on the show a few weeks ago, 2 weeks ago. So yeah, and that's it. I'll see you guys on Thursday. Pixel, can you tell us where we can find you? You're not hanging out here.
Pretty much, I live on X. I'm on other platforms too, but if you really want to get a hold of me immediately, it's just PixelTraitor on X, and that's the best way you can go. Or PixelTraitor@gmail if you want to hit me up via email. But yeah, I'm constantly there. I probably spend too much time on it, but it's all about marketing right now, man. I'm just up in everybody's DMs trying to promote and do whatever. So yeah,
that is it. That is, yeah, that's the idea. That's the grind, though. Getting on X and promoting. This is the home of the funny. Yeah, definitely comic lovers. That's definitely. Yeah, man. That's another thing that I came across when I was doing this campaign is the promoting aspect of everything. This is really difficult. You have to actually convince. You have to convince people to get your book. It's not just hey, buy this. No, you have to actually you have to actually work.
It's tough. This idea sells itself. I will say I'm definitely going to have to work harder to sell Mercules, but it is what it is. I understand where I'm coming from and what I have to deal with, and so I'll enjoy the ride right now and just save some of my energy because I know Mercules is going to be a push, but it'll be fun.
I think it may not be that difficult because the name sounds. It's just fun to say Mercules.
Yeah, it's true.
It's just fun to say, and then the concept is great. Just put out an image with some guns, and I think it'll do that. I think it'll work.
I could probably do a whole other stream on the ideas that I've got going for that already. But man, just one of the scenes, he gets nuked like right in the middle of the book, and he walks out of it, and so it's just it's complete chaos. Where he winds up fighting a kaiju Hydra mix kind of thing because the Hydra's in the So Uzis versus a Hydra that's got atomic breath. It's going to be, it's insane. It's completely insane.
Awesome stuff, man. Man, that sounds great. Yeah, I like that idea. And I love the name Mercules. Mercules. Oh, man. That's going to stick. That's going to get in people's heads. Yeah.
I'm going to have to just ride the Nutty Professor like vibe, and anything I can do to make it pun worthy or meme worthy, I'm going to do it. Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. Heck yeah. That's awesome. Awesome. So that'll be it for us today. Thank you very much to everybody in the chat. We got Rick Sale in the chat. Man, people show up. Everybody shows up late. But no, thank you very much, Rick, for stopping by. Thank you very much, Mikey Getz, Amanda B, Marinus. He's trying to change his identity on us. Apex, thank you very much. And so I'll catch you guys next week, same time, 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for another episode of the Ominus Show. This is a historic show because this is my 21st stream, and this is as far as I've ever gotten. So next month, each one is going to be more historic than the last. And so that's it. That's all. Man, I forgot my banner today.
Oh, man.
I forgot the banner again. At 21 shows, and I still can't get it right. It says, if we are here, then we are on time. Yeah, definitely. That's it. That's what's up. Awesome. So that's it. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Pixel, for coming on. It's been a blast. It's been a pleasure. And I will see you next time you want to come on. The doors are always open.
I appreciate it.
Always open. All right. So that's it. And I'll leave you guys with the trailer for Ominus Avenging Death. The link to sign up is at the top of the chat. Please sign up. We're 3 weeks away from launching the campaign. Please do not miss out. I have an excellent deal for the first day of launch with launch day, which is 2 books for the price of 1. It's a 2-for-1 sale the very first day. Please don't miss out. Link is in the chat at the top. And I'll see you guys later. And with that, we are out. Peace out, Pixel. Peace out, chat. I will catch you guys next week, Thursday, 11:30 a.m. If there are any changes, I will post it in YouTube. And that's it. Catch you guys later. Goodbye. Wait, goodbye.